be adventure still ahead of us.
Oh shoot. Goal is to... Oh!
Bottom out of the switch there. Goal. On the road again. After much anticipation and excitement, I finally made it out to the Bronco Off-Rodeo. For those who don't know, Ford had created an off-roading course designed for Bronco owners and their guests to provide the ultimate opportunity to enjoy incredible trail drives and scenic adventures. The course is led by off-road experts that will teach you how to get the most out of your Bronco's rugged capability. One visit to the Bronco Off-Rodeo is complimentary with the purchase of a Ford Bronco Sport. As I'm recording this in 2024, a 22 Bronco Sport Badlands or any 23 or newer Bronco Sport trim will qualify for the complimentary pass. However, each pass is tied to the VIN of the individual Bronco Sport. If the pass has already been used before you take ownership of the Bronco, then you will not be able to go without paying for the full experience. Thankfully, when I had checked my VIN, my complimentary pass was still available, as well as my dad's. We actually ended up scheduling our off-rodeo class on the second to last day available of the year. Since our Broncos are both 21 model years, our tickets were going to expire at the start of 2024. I had also brought Jared and Connor along as well. We were getting professional instructions while on the trails, and I figured that it was important to have my friends who will be on future trail runs with me get the same level of instruction as well. After a solid 8-hour drive, we finally made it to our hotel, and we were excited for what was to come.
When I'm asleep, I have no idea what happens. I don't know what's going on while I'm asleep.
Dude, I love that. That's like you're comfortable.
Well, that's funny because like you're like during the storm, like I literally can't help it. Ew. What? You have to delete the whole video now. No. They're just straight ahead.
The sign.
The sign.
Look at that. There's that sign.
Why are there tundras?
Probably people that. Why do I park here?
Just reverse it, baby.
Just right here.
This is cool, man. This is all new.
Everybody, let's try and sit a little bit closer so I'm not shouting. The acoustics in here aren't very good. Plus you'll be thoroughly, well, there's lots of things you'll be impressed with today. The two main things you'll be impressed with, well, three, including my use of sarcasm, but no, I'm joking. That was sarcasm. But anyway, the two things you'll be impressed with is the scenery. If you've never been here before, it'll blow your freaking mind. It's stunning scenery. And the other thing is the capability of your car. You know, yes, it's a cool looking thing. It's got some retro style in it, picks up on lots of styling of this vehicle, but it is very capable. So by the end of today, you should have seen some cool scenery and got a good idea about how to use your vehicle in a practical way. And we'll try and be very practical. We're not going to be overly technical. We'll show you how it works, what it does, what to press, when to press. The first part of the afternoon really is just going to be concentrating on the actual driving, what to do, what not to do, and then towards the end it's pressing buttons to help you drive, basically to use some of the features so that you can use them as benefits for you. You know, you don't need to use them, but you can. So, as I say, my name's Tim. I live here. I haven't come here straight from England just to do this for you. I live up in Salt Lake. It's about 4 hours from here, so I'm very lucky to do this. I've got quite a lot of off-road experience, military, police, worked for Land Rover, I've got a rally license, track license, blah 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 blah. So
I've seen that on
all the
Instagram.
cars are identical.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all exactly the same. By you having a particular colour will not make any difference whatsoever. They're all 4-cylinder, 2-litre, Badlands, with the same tyres on. They're all the same vehicle, so it's not going to make any difference. Let me read out some names. So I've got Connor and Dustin and Jared, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I see you've got a very unmodified vehicle when you turned in. So
Yeah, that would be mine.
That would be this.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, just pick a vehicle and then you're good to go. Right? Welcome guys, thank you.
Jared, strike a pose. Good pose.
Ew.
Wait, I gotta do the Sasquatch
No, it's like, you know.
thing. I don't know.
Notice it's got a chip in the windshield. That's pretty standard out here because the tyres pick up the rocks.
Your show, the Prius Off-Rodeo.
That's so embarrassing. Let's go let him know.
Give us the Prius, please. Jared. Connor.
Can you believe they're on the same trip we're going on? What are the odds? Alright.
What'd you do, follow me up here?
I was in the car with you, sir. Alright, man. We are off.
Yep. Alright, clear to go. It is beautiful up here.
Sunshine, lollipoping, rainbows, and everything. I don't know the lyrics anymore.
And tell has made the left turn. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Yep, we're on our way. Thank you.
I also wonder, I am curious to know what they're gonna put us through, because I've seen some videos and pictures of the full-size Bronco and Off-Rodeo, and obviously those things are more capable than the sports. But I'm curious to know if this is gonna be just as challenging, more challenging, or less challenging than what I've done with the Arizona Bronco group when I do my trail runs with them. I do believe that these might have street tires on them. I don't even think that there's really any heavy tread on this, so that also makes me wonder what we're going to be doing, but I'm pretty curious.
I have no idea what we're doing.
Hey, that's okay, you're just vibing though. You're just
I'm here
to
for the
enjoy
ride.
The ride, the
I'm
trail,
gonna learn how to drive a bit,
Yeah?
and once I start driving, we're all doomed.
Well, you said that last time you drove too.
Here we go. We see dirt.
All right, looks like we're starting the trail.
We see dirt.
I don't know actually.
Cows.
I truly do not know. I wish they gave us a map.
That's all right. We're on dirt. This is where it starts.
Okay, guys, do we need to change anything on the vehicle? Well, remember that your Bronco Sport is 4-wheel drive, so the engine is in the front and it will send power to not just the front wheels, but it will send it to the back wheels. Now, it is biased right now to the front, so there is slightly more energy going to the front end of the car than the back. Now, if you're in a situation, let's say we were driving along here and it was you know, say quite wet, then the vehicle, if it senses that the front wheels are slipping, it will send more power to the back. But right now, in these conditions, do we need to do anything? No, we just need to keep on driving. That's all that we need to do. Visibility is good, terrain's good. Now, in the literal sense of the word, you know, we are driving off-road, but is it any different, other than being a bit bumpy, is it any different to driving on the road? Not really. So if I turn left here, and I turn right, or I put my foot on the brake, or I put my foot on the gas, the car pretty much does all the same things it does on the road. Now, when you put your foot on the gas and it doesn't go, or you put your foot on the brake and it doesn't stop, or you turn right and it doesn't go right, for example, that's when you need a different skill set, or a little bit deeper understanding of how the machine interacts with the terrain. So then we need to, you know, think out the box a little bit. But right now, no, we can just keep on going and just enjoy how the car responds to this terrain. And it will get a little bit more interesting, I promise. And the scenery will get a little bit better as well. In terms of the terrain, though, looking at here, you can see there's a bunch of green stuff. That is basically a combination of volcanic ash and also material that hasn't rotted down from, I can never remember whether it's the Triassic or the Jurassic, so sort of plant leaf matter or whatever. So that's why it's green. These great big ledges here are basically silt ledges that would have been at the water's edge millions and millions of years ago, because this was a whole massive rainforest. So we find fossilized trees and dinosaur prints and all that sort of stuff out here as well. And if you look to my left now, if you look to the left here, you can see there is evidence of water. And I'm not talking about, oh, it rained last week and washed this down, which it does. It made a real mess of this when we have lots of rain. But if you move slowly along here and look, you can see there is evidence of water, lots of water, a long, long time ago. Where you get those small little pock marks, that's basically a riverbed where you get lots of little stones that kind of fossilized into what was then mud, but it's now turned into a bunch of rock. So yeah, lots of cool stuff that's way beyond the average, you know, human lifespan by you know, yeah, lots of zeros basically.
The first portion of the course was all about the basics of off-roading. This is definitely a great chance for anyone who's new to the hobby to get hands-on information from a professional. We talked about many different topics like airing down your tires and why, the importance of a spotter and how to properly communicate with your driver when spotting, and other general trail etiquettes that will be useful while you're on your own adventures. This is also the point where those that are seasoned off-roaders might think there isn't much to learn here. However, those new to the Bronco Sport platform will get valuable information about how the systems in the Bronco Sport function. It was also quite helpful to get out of the car and take a look at the obstacles as well. Our instructors, Tim and Matt, were great at walking us through what our mindset should be when approaching terrain like this. Like most of my videos, this will be a highlight of my trip rather than the full instruction. But of course, if anyone is interested in it, let me know in the comments down below and I'd be happy to share. Alright, we're about to do some rock crawling, so gotta change the goat mode down here to rock crawl. There we go. We'll see what happens. I do wish I was in my car though. But I am curious to see what it's like in a regular sport, because obviously if we're gonna do it in this thing, my car can do it. But it doesn't look that bad from here until you actually stand on it. It's like, that might be a little more intense, you know? It is funny because this is stuff that I feel like I've done with the Bronco group in Arizona without spotters. So the fact that they're saying, yeah, you should really spot for stuff like this makes me open my eyes a little bit, thinking maybe I should have been spotted for those trail runs. Okay, so all right.
And we're off. Nice.
Excellent.
Nothing to it.
Excellent.
Cool. And you can stop here for just a second.
Okay.
And again, you can kind of see,
Mhm.
like, it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
The trick with all this stuff is just being smooth. Like if you have one takeaway from the entire day, smooth with your steering and smooth with your braking and throttle, and it will make all this stuff way easier.
Gotcha.
So again, like if you gotten up there and you just started bouncing on the throttle,
Yeah,
you would have
it's gonna be
struggled
bumpy.
even getting up that.
I think that's my struggle when I'm on my own.
Yeah.
When I'm off-roading in my car,
Well,
I think I'm always like, oh, and I'm on the brake and
Yeah.
I'm not smoothly going up it.
Think about what's going on. Like if you're in a new environment and you're tensed up, what happens when you tense up?
You get stiff.
You get choppy.
You get choppy.
So
Yeah.
again, sometimes too, it's just as simple as taking a breath and just being like, all right, cool, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to do it.
Gotcha.
Other thing too that'll help reduce some of that bounce is get your foot, instead of having your heel just sitting there on the floor, get your entire side of your foot against that transmission tunnel.
Okay.
So now you're wedged up, the throttle's right here, your foot's right here, and now you have all of that entire side. You really have your foot anchored and locked in.
Gotcha.
As opposed to that one point. Because say you hit a rock and you get bounced, what happens to your foot?
Yeah.
The moment your
comes
foot
up.
leaves and stabs that throttle,
Yep, it goes
you're
back
gonna
down on
start to
it.
get bounced.
Gotcha.
So if you can just be really smooth, that just makes it that much easier to be smooth.
Okay.
So all these little tricks that you can do
Yeah.
to kind of help out with that. And if you recognize you're starting to get a little tensed up or a little amped, then just taking like 5 seconds and resetting, it's like a magic trick. Back and
Gotcha.
But whenever you're ready, Tim will take you. Yeah,
Cool.
good stuff, man.
Tell me where to go.
I think you're going the right way. No, he's not. He's not even
He's not
looking.
even telling me. I'm just gonna go for it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Shit, we're in trouble.
Do a slight, did you see the route that the other guys were doing?
No. No.
So they were going over to the right. What I've done is I've stacked a couple. You see those two separate rocks there? I'm going to put them out to you. That's where I want you to put your left wheel. So it's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, is that all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you use the I think it's bonnet then, see the hood line, use the hood line and line up for me, yeah, then we're good. So where the hood's at the highest part of the hood on the left side.
Gently. Gently. Right. So do you see how it clunked?
Yeah.
Right, reverse back. Let's do it without the clunk.
Yeah.
So that worked.
Yep.
Because you're using momentum to overcome the lack of grip of the tyre. So absolutely that worked. But what it did do was then I suspect it compressed the rear suspension at the wrong moment, and that's why, I mean, it sounds horrible inside because you're inside. But let's try and do it without and see what it does.
Okay.
So what you need to do now, so the back wheel before it starts to climb has probably got about 5 or 6 foot.
Okay.
So you need to build that momentum up in that 5 or 6 foot.
Okay.
But don't try and put the gas on and then release it, because then the vehicle will stop because you're going uphill and you're just trying to climb. You know, so you need that little bit of momentum, but it's a
little bit
delicate
smaller
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, try it. That's it. Keep it moving. Keep it going. Keep 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 going. There we go. That was good. So it did touch a little bit,
Right.
but not as much as it did before.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was much better. But it's very difficult to be smooth on terrain that's.
Yeah.
I mean, look what we're driving over.
Right.
Yeah. Good job, buddy. Thank you.
Cool. This is also why I'm glad we're in this car, because I'm just slamming the out of this thing.
Now, if he could guide us up that one hill from the lake, that'd be interesting.
So the trick here, there you go. Now steer driver. Feel that? Yeah. And it didn't take a lot of throttle. It's just a little.
80s. It was abandoned in the 60s, used again up until the 70s, and then abandoned again. And they were still uranium mining, not so specifically here, but in and around here, uranium mining was still going on into the 80s. So yeah, it wasn't a pleasant place to be, I don't think, coming up here.
Lunchtime up here.
Anti-clockwise loop here, guys. So semi-clockwise loop. We'll park up here. We're gonna have some lunch. There's a terrible spot. Terrible.
It's a terrible spot for lunch? Oh, is he? He's joking. He's joking.
He's joking. He's a jokester. Oh, you know those UK guys.
Them UK guys. Wow.
Yes, the good old bush right in my view. There's a beautiful view behind us, and keep looking at Jared because of the rocks he keeps finding. I'm more entertained by this. Christ.
Yeah, Luke transformed you.
Oh yeah.
He converted. Look at the view. Look at the view, and
No.
Jared's looking down at the ground.
Rockism.
Look at that big rock over there.
Okay. It's really getting into it.
Let's throw a rock at it. See what happens. Oh, it's caught my eye.
What did you say?
Let's throw a rock at it. Oh, it's approaching us. Here, get my stick.
This place is really cool. I actually want to go like over by like those mines. And
It can speak.
Yeah, tomorrow we should come back here, and you just start collecting things and be like, Luke, specimens. Here we go.
I want to go back to like where that was, because like look at, I mean, this one's really cool. Like how it's pretty like opaque and everything. And then I found this one that like
Where did that come from?
dude,
He
this
pulled
one's
it out of his ass.
It's super smooth.
Go back in the car. We're leaving.
Well, let's see how it goes.
All right, it is Connor's time to drive, and I believe Jared up there has switched to be the driver with my dad as well.
Taking down the Johnson bloodline.
Well, you might want to back the seat up. I'm a little short.
I noticed.
It looks like the full-size Bronco group for the Bronco Off-Rodeo is down there. Yeah, look at them. I think there's 3 of them, 4 of them down there, 5. And now that Connor's driving, I can actually film a little bit, document a little bit better now that I'm not behind the wheel.
Guide me as we go. So that's what gets me, is like when I know someone's faster than me.
Because
like,
you want to keep
behind.
up.
Yeah, but I also don't want to slow anyone down.
Yep, that's the same stuff I think about when I was with the big Bronco group. But
yeah.
honestly, it don't matter. If you need to go slow, go slow.
Oh yeah.
Remember, you have significantly less ground clearance than you would do normally, so just nice and slow.
Yes, sir. Put me in, coach.
Ruts can help you out, but there aren't any ruts, and if this was wet, this would be very dangerous to be coming down here. Very, very dangerous, because there's nothing to stop us from the sides. And obviously that would depend on how wet it was, and
I just can't say.
you know, also how cold it was, you know, if it turned into ice as well.
think Jared's is to the left. He's lifting a bit.
Jared's not doing a bad job.
Tricky.
So we can see right here, we actually have a nice piece of quartz embedded in the side of this rock. Luke would be proud of me. I was able to recognize that one. That's actually a nice.
So there's 50% of the front
Sand.
to the back.
I hate sand.
Move a little bit quicker along here. Don't follow too close. You'll probably want the windows up. You get a bunch of sand and dust from the vehicle in front of you.
We're moving. Ain't no 25
Oh
mile.
yeah, I want to come back here to rip in my car so bad looking at these turns. I should have asked him, been like, hey, can I just be in my own car?
You bumps. Stupid.
This was one of the lessons I was excited about. I knew the Bronco Sport Badlands had a feature called trail control as well as rear locking differentials. However, since I'm still on the newer side to off-roading, I wasn't sure how or when I should use these features. Trail control is basically just cruise control for off-roading. It's a simple press of a button, then you hit the up arrow or down arrow on cruise control, setting your miles per hour. In this case, we set it to 1 mile an hour. When you pull your foot off the brake, the system in the Bronco Sport will be braking and throttling to get to the set speed. This can be done going up or down any obstacle.
Let it do
Okay, and let it, so it's not difficult to do, but you're relinquishing control. So it is kind of weird in some ways. But in this instance, the car is better than you. So, hands on the wheel. And when you take your foot off the brake, take your foot away so you're not hovering over the brake. Now if you did brake, it'll just stop. Now you can, if you decided that this, oh that's not fast enough, you can either increase the speed on the steering wheel or just give it some gas. But then when you take your foot back off the gas, it'll go back to what the original speed, like regular cruise would. You know, if like you were doing 60 and you pass somebody, get up to 70 or 80, come off, it'll just go back down to 60. Yeah, so same scenario here. Right, so foot off the brake, it'll hesitate just for a bit, there you go. Look at the brake lights. Look. Yeah, so it's preloading the brake. So he's not doing that. Yeah.
It works really well.
As good as he is, it's better than him. These marks, so you can see where it struggled for grip. It struggled for grip. Now it would have made it easier had I put his four-wheel drive lock, or even his rear diff as well I could have put on, but I had neither of those on, so it had its work cut out to get us up there. But you don't need to put trail control on here. This is a good place to do it, but yeah.
Alright, Jared and my dad are going. They're testing out the trail control.
Yeah, you can see it spinning out on that back rear, left rear.
Alright,
Let's see.
it's Connor's turn.
Let's see how this goes. So,
Hit the plus. Just
Plus?
use cruise control, toggle up.
Oh.
There you go. See how it goes to 1?
to 1, yep.
Boom, just like that.
Cool.
And then, yeah, we can get you up, and then we'll start moving the other guys. So we're not gonna get everybody up. Now, feet totally off the pedals,
Okay.
and let it do its thing.
Right on. Interesting. This is bizarre.
Car's doing it himself.
Yeah, I know. This is. Oh my god. Maybe. What in the world? like I'm just steering, but I feel like I have like no control. It's so weird.
Well, it's kind of interesting though, because it was trying so hard to keep, obviously the car's trying to go to 1 mile an hour, which is what Connor said. So it's really working hard to try and make sure it's braking and gassing properly to get you there, which is interesting because earlier I wasn't that smooth doing that.
Yeah.
So it just there's a lot of sounds in the car when that happens, you know?
It sounded like it, yeah, because I was like, I am making a lot of ruckus. F you, Bumps! F you!
Alright, so this is the steep hill that we were having the instructional at, and we're at 1 mile an hour, and I'm just guiding it. He said, you want to be straight, you want to have it set. Probably 3 wheels are up. Alright, we're touched down. I'm not even on the brake right now. The car's braking for me. And turn that off and on our way.
That went to 16 on the angle. Oh, okay.
That is pretty crazy to actually see how trail control works. To just let the car fully gas and brake. And I don't have to do anything but make sure that my wheels are turned properly.
Everybody's down, we can start rolling.
I understand why earlier they didn't have us start with that, because I slammed the out of the back of this thing, and that's because I was really touchy on the gas and I wasn't as smooth going to the brake to be able to go back and forth to try and comfortably get up and be smooth with it. The car does all the work for you, and I knew that was a thing, but now actually seeing it used is quite crazy. So that's a pretty cool system. A lot of people like to give the sport a little bit of slack because it's not a big Bronco. Obviously, it doesn't have the clearance, the capabilities, but that's a pretty cool feature, honestly.
Okay, guys, quick.
Oh, god damn it. That was so my bad.
Oh, I knew we did that. Like instructor in the back to my left. I wish we were sat next to them. I do really wonder if they would be like, kid, you need to chill, or if they'd be like, yeah, f***ing have a blast, look cautious, and I'm like, yeah, right, f***ing send it. You know? Oh, look at Jared's doing it.
Oh no. Oh fuck.
Jared's sending it.
He saw it, he's like, oh, you're fucking done.
Well, he realized where we are. We're on
like,
the
bet, yeah.
So we are crossing right now. Cattle guard. Cattle. Whenever we go any trails and we end up crossing those cattle guards, I don't know why, but Connor and I started shouting cattle when we crossed them.
Yeah.
Darling, please forgive me if I stare a little more. I can't look away from those brown eyes.
As the sun started to set, so did our time at the Bronco Off-Rodeo. It doesn't matter if you've never been off-roading before, or even for those experienced. I highly recommend taking your pass to one of the off-rodeo locations. For beginners, the information provided allows for a huge confidence boost, and the knowledge about goat modes and trail control will definitely pay off the next time you hit the trails. The instructors, Tim and Matt, were fantastic as well. The enthusiasm for off-roading and the knowledge really was on full display when it came to helping us navigate through some fun obstacles. I definitely will be applying the tips and tricks they shared on this trip the next time I'm on a run. I believe the New Hampshire, Texas, Nevada, and Utah locations all offer the Bronco Sport experience. The main reason I did Moab was because of the extensive BLM public land available to explore. The other locations are built on private land, and I knew I wanted to bring my car to hit the trails again after the class. If you also want to go trailing to practice what you've learned, then Moab will be the place to do it.
Good thing comes along. If I ever hurt you, dear, oh, I apologize. Heaven knows
After being on the trail all day, we finally made it back to the main road. Although we were tired and starving, we were excited to return to the Off-Rodeo Lodge for the provided catered meal. The food looked fantastic, and we were pleasantly surprised when we had a live performance from an authentic country singer. Although I didn't get any footage of his performance, I chose this song hopefully to represent what we saw. Also, one of our instructors had joined us for dinner, which was a nice surprise. We had finished our day swapping our tales from the trails with Tim. But with that, our time at Off-Rodeo had come to a close.
Yeah, I gotta eat. I smelled it, I was like, oh, dude.
Dinner time.
No talk, eat.
That mac and cheese looks so good.